The English is a more patient opening where white plays c4 to control the d5 square without committing a central pawn. c5 meets c4 with a symmetrical approach to controlling the center. Knight f3 develops the knight and controls the d4 and e5 squares. g6 prepares to fianchetto the dark squared bishop to g7, where e4 controls the center and allows the f1 bishop to develop. Black develops the knight and attacks the center. The only move, and you found it! This lets your bishop step into the game. This is an equal trade. You captured back. This develops a piece while also winning a tempo on a knight. Bishop e3 develops the bishop toward the center and protects the d4 knight. Knight f6 develops the knight toward the center, attacks the e4 pawn, and prepares castling. Knight c3 develops the knight toward the center, protects the e4 pawn, and controls the d5 square. d6 controls the e5 square and allows the light-squared bishop to develop. Bishop e2 develops the bishop toward the center and prepares castling. Castling gets the king out of the center and activates the rook. Castling gets the king out of the center and activates the rook. Bishop d7 develops the bishop toward the center and supports the knight on c6. Queen d2 develops the queen, connects the rook, and creates a battery with the bishop along the c1 h6 diagonal. This threatens to force isolated doubled pawns. That was an even swap of material. Recaptures. You are threatening to tactically win a bishop. This moves the bishop to safety. Very good choice. One more piece joins the action. That pawn chain will help strengthen your pawn structure. This is a fair move. This move makes your piece much more effective. This connects the rooks, which helps them work together. This is a fine move. A solid choice. Your rook is now developed. Black's piece has moved to a square with greater activity and control. Good job stepping in to defend your pawn. The game was close to balanced, but now black is worse. You gain time because your opponent must deal with your threat. This move puts the queen on a safer square. You are threatening to win material by trapping a piece. This permits the opponent to win a queen by trapping a piece. You trapped your opponent's piece. You will win a queen. This threatens to win material through a tactic. Taking that knight will win material for you after the follow-up trades. This captures a rook and eliminates a threat. Recapturing. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. Your knight escapes a pin while also defending an important piece. After all captures, this is an equal trade. You take back. This threatens to capture a pawn and win material after the follow-up trades. Taking that pawn will win material for you after the follow-up trades. One of the best moves. Nice. Definitely the right move. A very strong play. This is the way to win a queen. This evades the check from the bishop. This adds protection to your threatened pawn. This steps away from the checking knight. You captured that free rook. This is not the right idea. Good thinking. This move puts your piece into a stronger, more active position. This blocks the check from an opposing queen. Getting closer to the forced checkmate. Takes back. Your move gets closer to checkmate. Recaptures. You're continuing down the road to checkmate. A solid choice. You're still on the road to checkmate. One of the best moves. You continue the checkmate attack. This move puts the rook on a safer square. This is the way to win a rook. That's not a mistake, but it's not the best move either. That rook was yours for the taking. This stops the opponent from being able to force eventual checkmate. You won a pawn for free. This misses an opportunity to kick a bishop. You had a better option, but this is not bad. There were worse moves, but also something much better. That pawn chain will help strengthen your pawn structure. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade, getting closer to the forced checkmate. A very strong play. You continue the checkmate attack. A solid choice. You're still on the road to checkmate. This is the strongest option. Your move gets closer to checkmate. This evades the check from the rook. You're continuing down the road to checkmate. This steps away from the checking queen. You continue the checkmate attack. This steps away from the checking rook. You continue the checkmate attack. This moves the pawn to safety, getting closer to the forced checkmate. Right on target. Congrats on your win!